Okay, so keep those, the blankets that we just had, keep a couple nearby. We're gonna sit on one right now, and then we'll use another one for our practice. Just taking advantage of some props. So we'll go ahead and start in a seated. And then we're going to start with our feet together. Ding dong. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we're just going to have 2 blankets for this practice. So we're going to start seated and then feet together. So grabbing onto the ankles, and then just let's move through some cat-cows here. What a wonderful opportunity just to do like 2 hours of yoga. I love it. Good, then we'll sit up as tall as we can. So always try to just move that cheek out of the way there so you can find your sitting bones, sit up nice and tall. And sometimes with this posture, I feel like I do kind of slouch. So the hands here just to hold me up helps me out. So let's connect with our breath, pushing the belly out on the inhale, drawing it in on the exhale. Just letting that peace and calm come over you. We just know that it's so easy to access when we just focus on our breath. One of the most rewarding side effects of yoga practice and meditation is the renewed zest of life you will experience. This happens spontaneously when you simply take the time to sit quietly, relax, and consciously immerse yourself in the feeling of peace. When you go within and expand beyond your usual sense of self, when you move into stillness and experience the infinite I am presence, you will come alive with the enthusiasm of life. You will sense the creative movement or flow of ceaseless being and find yourself charged with new energy, new creativity. You will feel moved to move, to express. You will be inspired to action. Your yoga and meditation practices will become even more meaningful and potent, and you'll find yourself practicing with renewed conviction. That is moving into stillness, Eric Schiffman. Okay, so we're going to stay here. We're going to get deeper now. So let's go ahead and inhale our arms up and then reach forward for a flow here. So let's find that wave as we roll up, extend out. Big inhale, exhale, let it go. Just a few more times, moving dynamically before we settle in. Good, so you can have the blanket in front of you. You can bring it here just to rest. You can place it out with the arms. I'm gonna go without any props, and I'm just gonna extend my arms out as far as I can go. So I want a pretty good stretch here. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the timer to make sure that we are staying in these poses for a good period of time so we can get that tissue release. Breathing. And noticing where you're starting to feel the opening. Let the head drop heavy here. And just throughout your practice today, just be present to whatever comes up. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it a little bit more. We're just going to walk the hands over to one side. Let's gently creep over through center. Pause and center before we're going to exchange over to the other side. Starting to feel so much release. Just letting go. And we'll move back to center, and I want you to try to get in a little deeper here. Just got about another minute, so let's make this last minute count. And let's start making some movement with the neck before we come out. Either shaking yes or no, making infinity signs, circles, exhaling out the mouth. And then as we pause in center, let's open and close the mouth. So open as big as you can, Good, let it rest. Again. Good, we'll come up. And you know it's best just to come out halfway. And then we'll come all the way up. So any stretch that you need, extending the leg out one at a time, maybe even bending for a moment. I'll give you a few breaths here. So we'll continue stretching out the back body. Coming into our staff pose, forward fold. So if you want the props today, you can bring it up as much as you can. So we'll sit up nice and tall. Let's flow through a few, inhaling and exhaling. Just a couple more. So if you feel that the hamstrings are tight, then we can place the prop underneath the knees today. I was feeling it just in going my assessment to the flow. It's pretty tight here, so I'm going to place my blanket underneath my knees. Grab a little sippy if you need one. I'm going to restart this bad boy. So we'll be in the forward fold for a good long while. If you ever need to come up, go ahead and do that. So let's inhale up, and then exhale will come down. Again, dropping the head, let it go. Just being present to whatever starts to come up, be it something in the body or a thought. Try to stay close to the sensation in your breath. Moving in a little deeper, if you'd like to nudge that edge a little bit. Maybe removing the props. If you'd like to get even deeper now, we're like halfway. Let's take some exhales out the mouth to help us relax a little bit more deeply. Good. Keep moving into it. Moving into the stillness. Last minute here. Make the breath deeper. Fuller, hold it, then let it go, exhale out the mouth. Excellent, let's come out halfway. And then all the way back up to our seated posture. We're going to take the fingertips right underneath the knees, bend here as much as you can. Come up onto the toes. We're going to take a noose pose here. So we'll wrap around, come into a little twist, left hand behind. And then we'll switch sides. Coming out, let's go ahead and let the feet find each other again and take a nice butterfly stretch here. Should feel really nice. So let's roll up nice and slow. We're going to be coming on back to a seated. We're going to extend one leg out, and then the other leg is just going to sweep back. Tilt this a little bit here. So we don't want it too far out. I kind of like more of like a V shape, and then sweep it back. So we'll inhale, and then exhale. We're going to come to center. So let's sweep up just with our little tester breath here. And then we'll go ahead and land. So you can take the blanket, just coming onto forearms. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on that outer hip, at least there is for me. Plus you're getting the hamstring stretch of the other. So I'm just going to ease into this baby. See if I can find more of a centered seat, making sure that my knee isn't bothering me. And then just start breathing into the uncomfortable. Just past that minute mark. Let's go ahead and move in a little bit more. Then we're going to lift up slightly and just walk it over so that we find that leg, trying to take the heart over the thigh, and then we'll make our way down here. Relax the whole body. Breathe into those ribs that we made some beautiful space in restorative class with the sideline pose. Make your breath different now. You know all the spaces that you feel it, so make it different. Not shallow, it's full body with purpose. Good, let's stay low. We'll go back to center. See if we can move in a little bit more. Stay with it. Even up the shoulders. Good, let's walk it halfway up. All the way up. Walk the hands behind, open the chest, roll the shoulders. Breathe here. Chin back to neutral, and very gently we're going to swing that leg open. And let's come into this V-shaped forward fold. Nice and easy. Good, let's see how the other side is doing. Keeping that right leg there, then we'll just sweep back the left. So make your adjustments here first at the base. Let's flow and see how it's feeling. Good, let's land in center. Again, using your props if you need to. This one can get a little icky here, so take it easy. Always never be afraid just to either get your fingertips, or I like to use my knuckles, and you can just work around that tissue in the socket. Just rub around. Just staying present. Trying not to let that mind wander off. You'll have plenty to do after class. Just trying to stay here, present time. Experience it now. Moving in a little more. Or staying right where you're at and just accepting that and breathing there, being okay with it. Anything becomes a little too uncomfortable, go ahead and back off a little bit. Let's make our way over to the side, long leg. So keep trying to twist as much as you can, get as lined up as you can. Move in a little bit more, even if you're just thinking about it, even if you're just barely making a move. Big breath. And we'll move back to center. Let's start exiting the pose nice and gently. All the way up, and then we'll sweep around. Reach, lift, rise, and let's just fall here. Let's place our palms up to the sky, toes up to the sky, drop the head. Just be here. We'll slowly come up. Take any stretch that you need, get a sip if you need one. We'll move to our bellies, so it'll give you a moment to make any transition. So this is probably going to feel more like a restorative pose, but we are going to be in a little mini back bend, so it's going to be really nice. We'll take a blanket so that when we lay, it's going to be right under the pelvis point, okay? And then we'll open up the feet wide. And then we're going to be in a Sphinx pose. So it's here, and you can drop your head. Occasionally it'll come up just for a little bit more of a stretch, extending the arms. You can come down more, you can rest. Extending the arms is just going to give you more of that belly with the back bend. Just make sure that if you are lifting up more than the Sphinx, that we're not tightening the glutes. We want all that to stay in the lower back. Drop the top of your head onto a blanket. Let's go ahead and lift up as much as you can so that arms can be extended out. So the closer that you move your palms towards the body, the deeper the back bend is going to be. Maybe even lifting the toes up. Good, then we'll completely rest all the way flat, either palm over palm or arms along your side, whichever you like. And then let's just wiggle back and forth here, releasing the lower back. And we'll further that release by hands right underneath the shoulders and gently pushing back to Balasana, our child's pose. Any variation that you like. We're going to come back to that seated butterfly, but we're really going to work on opening the shoulders a little bit more. So you'll come with the feet together, arms are going to come behind, and then we're going to try to roll it up, roll open, I should say, and stay up. So we could create more of like a back bend again. And then let the hips go, let the knees go. Take it in. Good, then we'll come back to center. So I'll set you up for your Shavasana or your meditation, whichever you'd like to take it. I'm gonna have my legs up on this chair. That's why I brought it over today. So even if you have your legs up on a chair, you can always stack up some blankets there. You put one underneath. All kinds of good stuff. Or you can sit in your meditation, or you can lay in your meditation. Take any final stretches that you need if you feel like you need to work some stuff out. Oh yeah. This is the business right here. So get set up, and I'm going to grab a rain stick. Oh, this big guy. Just settle in, get nice and relaxed. Connect back with a nice deep breath. Stretch and awaken the body. Yummy, yummy, yummers. Go ahead and move to a seated. We will close this yin class out. And go have a magnificent day. Hands at our heart center as we bow. And as Yogi Bhajan says, be the forklift. You should always be lifting others up. I bow to you. Namaste.